Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Smoking Tire Podcast. So happy to have you here. Real quick, before we get down to business, this episode of the Smoking Tire Podcast is brought to you by Auto Tempest. I love Auto Tempest. I use it all the time. I honestly do, because I am one of those people that spends time gazing at cars on the internet that I either can't afford, or if I can afford them, I probably shouldn't be buying them. But I mean, I don't watch TV. I look at cars on the internet. That's what I do. If you're on this podcast, I imagine if that's not what you do, at least you can relate. Autotempest.com. What they do is search all the top car listings in one place. Sites like Cars.com, eBay Motors, Cars Soup, Cars Direct, and more. Plus many individual dealers and private sellers. You can compare those results with AutoTrader and all of Craigslist, not just a 200-mile radius around your city. So you can find the exact car you want for the best price without wasting a ton of your time browsing around to all these different sites. And if your car is a unique car, if you're looking for, a Celica GT4 All-Track or a Peugeot 205 in America, you could cars never sold in America. I don't want to make a promise I can't keep, but let's just assume that somehow you can find a Peugeot 205 on Auto Tempest. I bet you can. I bet that can stay. Check them out. They've been supporters of the show for a very long time. So, Autotempest.com, check them out. Beeline Coffee. I need a cup of that this morning. That's why I'm talking about Peugeots. Beeline Coffee is a delicious, extremely high-end coffee. I drink it every day. The amount of the stuff that I go through would shock most people. I drink so much of it. They put my name on the bag, folks. The Smoking Tire Roast is available at Beeline Coffee right now. We drink it in studio. I drink it at home. We give it out to friends and stocking stuffers. I use it as prizes on my Instagram giveaway. What can't you do with Beeline Coffee? Hell, I grind the stuff up and mix it with some brown sugar and some spices and use it as a rub when I make ribs in my smoker. I could do anything with Beeline Coffee. And now they have an espresso available. They have a Coffee of the Month membership that you can get for any number of months that you want. And for you guys, just for you guys, 15% off. 15% off your order if you use code TST. I had to think about that for a second because on the Watch podcast, it's code Chrono. You can use either Chrono or code TST at Beeline Coffee. Gets you the same 15% off your order. And if you've had my roast, the Smoking Tire Roast, and you think it's delicious, check out my boy Cameron Weiss's roast, the Weiss Watch Company roast by Beeline. And also, and speaking of the Weiss Watch Company, are you into watches? I bet a good number of you are. There's a lot of crossover between cars and watches, and I have taken a vow to stop talking about watches on the Smoking Tire Podcast because we now have a watch podcast. Me and Cameron Weiss, the watchmaker, head of the Weiss Watch Company, have started a podcast called Watch and Listen. You can get it on iTunes. You can get it on YouTube. You can get it on all of your Android podcast apps, and I've heard that even some of the other iOS podcast apps have it as well. Or you can get it on shoutengine.com/watch-and-listen. A-N-D is spelled out, Watch and Listen. It's a video show, so Cameron gets into the nitty-gritty of watch movements. It's somewhere between nerdy as well as my, standard issue irreverence. But it's basically Cameron Weiss teaching me about watches, and it's a really fun show. I've had a really good time making it. As of right now, I think episode 1 through 5 are online, so you should have 5.5 to 6 hours of solid watch nerdiness there. Check out the Watch and Listen podcast. It's also on all the Smoking Tire social media channels. You can find it. Now, on to the business with this episode of the Smoking Tire Podcast. Go! Oh, shit. This is it. This is the real thing.
All right, let's do it.
It's the Smoking Tire Podcast. It's an evening show, which usually, frankly, means liquor, but not at the moment.
Oh,
With
damn.
Special guest, I extended an invite
to Cody, DoctaM3, to come join us on the podcast when he was here and let me drive his Huracan Spider. And you have accepted. Welcome.
Thank you,
DoctaM3 is in the house on the Smoking Tire podcast. Welcome.
Thank you.
Adjust your microphone. Get a little closer.
Get a little closer.
Yeah, there you go. There it
right.
is. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
It's good to see you, man.
Same here. I'm excited to be here. First of all, it's so freaking cold back home.
Yeah, well, you're east side.
I am east side as it comes,
and it's been bad.
It's colder in Pittsburgh than it's in Sweden.
You know, this cold snap thing got me thinking. Someone did put up a chart. You know, and I'm a fan of internal combustion.
Yeah.
So are you.
Yeah,
of course. As fans of internal combustion, it's hard to reconcile.
Yeah.
You're a kind of a man of science.
Yeah.
And so, it's, you know, when you look at that, someone showed me a global chart.
Yeah.
And it goes, you know, crazy cold on the East Coast this winter. Someone else just retweeted it and went, look at where it's warm. And it was like fucking Antarctica.
Yeah.
you know, it's warm in like places it isn't supposed to be warm.
It's not supposed to be.
Colorado's warm and Pittsburgh is freezing.
When you see, this happened last year too, when you see that it's 70 degrees in Pittsburgh and it's snowing in Houston, Texas, I don't care what you say. Climate change is real.
It's crazy, right?
Accept it, right? It's just that simple.
So crazy. So you escaped to Los Angeles.
Hey, man. And you know what? Yeah, it's so awesome. I'm going to be here for a week, and I'm like, I don't want to go home.
I saw you.
Yeah.
I saw you driving in a group of Lamborghinis on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
I was out in the canyons in a red wide-body Hellcat.
Oh.
I think you were waiting at the light at the end of Malibu Canyon Road, and I turned up with my girl. We were going hiking. I waved. I recognized. But you vacation with your car.
I do vacation. What else? What else would you do?
It's gangster.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man.
You ship it or you drive it out here?
No, I would love to drive that car. I have sports seats in it. I think I'd be a puddle.
You're built like an Italian.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You're approximately the same size as the people who build those cars.
Yeah.
So you're the exact kind of person who fits in a Huracan.
That's true.
I love Huracans so much, but half an hour is all I got in one.
Yeah.
I'm a fat fuck. What can I do? I need an R8.
Or an Aventador with the comfort seats.
You know, all the press cars have the super sport seats. I have no idea what the comfort seat feels like.
Yeah.
I had an Aventador coupe in Miami, the S.
Yeah. What do you think about the S, by the way?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
It actually, the handling improvements are really nice. The four-wheel steering is great. Have you driven one yet?
Oh, yeah.
It was nice.
I actually think that the Aventador S, and this is almost like blasphemy.
Sorry,
right?
my bad.
The Aventador S, I think, is of the Aventador line.
Is that your phone buzzing into my headphones, son? Ruining the vibe?
No.
What was that about the event? No, it's not. It means you're popular.
It is the vibe.
The phone is what brings that vibe in.
Through. Yeah. No, the Aventador S, I think, is of the Aventador line, is the best driving car. I love the SV. It's hardcore.
I've only done SV on a racetrack.
Yeah.
And I only did the regular one on the road.
Yeah.
And then I only did the SV on the racetrack, and then I did the S on the road and the racetrack.
Yeah.
And the S was the most balanced of the three.
Yeah.
However, I did overheat it on Collins Avenue in Miami. It was like, August, and it was death hot.
Yeah.
And we were doing a thing for TV where I was driving it on, South Beach.
Yeah.
And so it's TV. You got to drive around 1,000 times. And so, a 4-minute segment on South Beach, I felt like, first off, you feel like such a cockbag.
Yeah, because
you're that guy.
Yeah, running all around.
And JF, my producer, was like, I was like, JF, I feel like such an idiot doing this. He goes, if any of those people knew you were getting paid to do this, they would the face you just made. They would do that in the face that you just made. So he was right. He had a point. Yeah. And then the car overheated. I don't think that's Lambo's fault. That car really wasn't ever that. But yeah, the S.
I love the S. I think of the Aventadors, although I'll go so far as to say that the best product they have on the market today is the Performante,
which you brought,
which I did bring.
So let's back it up.
Okay.
DoctaM3, for those who don't know, is obviously a great personality. We're excited. This is gonna be a fun hour, dude. I'm ready to talk to bullshit with you. You know, I think you're an interesting character because you don't. You're smart enough, first off, to not give too much personal fucking shit away, which I am not smart enough to do. It's caused me all kinds of problems, and you're smart. But you also are a proper Lamborghini connoisseur.
Oh yeah.
I don't hang out with. I hang out with Porsche people. I don't hang out with a lot of Lambo people. So you can bring me into your world.
Let's do it.
So I saw you on Sunday in a group of what, like a dozen Performantes.
13 Performantes. That's the largest group of Performantes ever assembled in the world so far.
You're proud of that.
I am.
Did you assemble it?
Yeah, we worked. It was my idea to do this thing called Performante Pandemonium.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Who got arrested? That sounds like an arrest waiting to happen.
It was an arrest waiting to happen, but great time. Nobody did anything crazy like go off the road or anything. It was just carving up the canyons.
Do you drive out here a lot ever?
Oh yeah. Well, every summer this year is going to be the 7th summer that I send my car out, spend a week in LA, and then do one of the rallies up to Pebble Beach Car Week.
Oh, so are you gonna leave your car here and fly home, and then come back and do that?
I would do it, except that car is going to be in an auto show back on the East Coast, so it's going to go back, and then it's going to get shipped back.
Oh, is that a revenue generation thing for you?
It's
are
not
you
a revenue
like that?
No, it's listen.
What's the hookup there?
It's passion, man. If you got the
Fuck
passion,
off. I don't buy that for 1 second. A man does not afford 4 Lamborghinis by doing shit like that for passion. Fuck off.
Lamborghini folks are sort of strange that way. We do crazy stuff.
It's a very interesting cross-section of people that are interested in Lamborghinis, isn't it?
I'm telling you, it is, not to say anything bad about Ferrari guys, because I'm sure we got a lot of fans and whatever.
Pick a car, I'll say something bad about their owners.
Well, I'm just saying. It's
You want to play that game?
No, we're not going to go there, because we have our fair share in this life. But I have to tell you this, the people that I've met, right, that are, first of all, that are exotic car owners, if you don't know these folks, you have an assumption that these are a bunch of snobs, bastards, or whatever. And then you meet them and they're like the most humble, down-to-earth people. Then you always have a few.
A lot of them are like children, really children.
Oh yeah, they don't want to grow up though. I don't want to grow up. Do you want to grow up?
No. Not in some, in some ways I totally do. In other ways, I have definitely had more fun in my 30s than I had in my 20s for sure.
Oh yeah,
that usually goes the other way.
Yeah,
but like Lambo people and people who buy Skittles colored supercars.
Yeah,
like they're either the stereotype, right, with a matching tracksuit, the whole deal.
Yeah,
or they're like shy guys. Who are kind of using that car as sort of a tool to interact
to get out
the world.
Yeah, that's actually kind of true.
You definitely get both.
Yeah, but the thing is, what I've noticed is there. You hear people talk about 6 degrees of separation, right? And in the Lambo world, it's as small as 2 degrees or 3 degrees of separation.
How do you mean?
So you're like, you'll talk to somebody who's like, oh yeah, I know so-and-so and so-and-so. I mean, it's the same thing. You can throw a car up, right? And I'm a huge fan on Lambo Power. You throw a car up and in literally like 30 seconds, I know that car
history,
and they can tell you the entire history.
Yeah,
it is unfreaking real how amazing that is.
Is there? Were you ever a Ferrari guy?
Not really. I've owned one Ferrari in my life.
What was your Ferrari?
458 Italia, and I regret selling that car.
It's a good choice.
It is
a lovely car.
Yeah,
lovely car.
Yeah,
great car to buy used with miles on it. You can drive it.
That's what I did, and you don't lose a dime.
Yeah, and they're great. But there's a guy on Ferrari chat named Carbon McCoy. Do you know Carbon?
Yeah.
He's such a character. He's got a Cavallino tattooed on his chest. I mean, and he's
into it.
Yeah, he can create a VIN number for you by like looking at a picture of a car. Like, that's got this interior, this wheels and whatever. And it's so crazy. There's guys like that.
Yeah.
And at Cars and Coffee, there was a black Enzo.
Yeah.
And placed over the VIN tag in the window was a sign that says "fuck off, Carbon." It was really, really funny. And Lamborghini has those guys too, the VIN nerds.
Oh yeah, exactly. The Lamborghini registry sort of, and they're just like all over it.
Isn't that weird though? They make a lot of Huracans and a lot of Gallardos. Like, how are you going to know that many?
Yeah, but like anything else, if you've got a passion about something,
I guess.
you sort of just go with it, and it's good because I think you need those kind of guys, right? They're like the reference librarian that and it's the same thing. It's true, right?
It does drive it drives the passion, but like the really
nerdy ones.
Yeah.
And so it's I'm not like the nerdy ones, but those people you can always go to. I mean, I've had problems with the cars where you go online, you throw something up, and like I said, in a very short order, this is the problem. You're like, oh, I never thought about it.
You don't really buy old cars though? Do you actually have problems, or are you just saying more in general?
I'm saying more in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't. Are you
tempted to buy an older Lambo?
Oh, dude, I have before at some point, and what's limiting me right now is the size of the garage. And my mom even said, "Listen, you bought a garage with a house around it."
Makes me so happy to say that. I'm building a car storage facility.
You're
my exact customer.
Actually,
I need 100 guys just like you.
I need to leave a car. I mean, this
in
is
Los
convinced
Angeles.
me. I'm not joking, by the way.
Coming soon, West Side Collector Car Storage, 2.2 miles from LAX.
.com.
Got you hooked up, son.
Ding, ding.
YouTuber special price.
Oh, really?
I got you covered.
All right, let's
you shoot some videos there. We get it nice and full. I got you covered.
All right, awesome. So seriously, I need to do this.
Wait, so you want an older Lambo?
Yeah. So the two cars when I was growing up, the two cars that were on my wall, right? And this is a typical story you hear, right? So one was a Countach, and then the Diablo.
Of course.
It's just
white on white, Alpine stereo. Do you know who shot those ads?
No.
Bit of trivia.
No.
Jeff Zwart.
Really?
The famous Jeff Zwart, Porsche photographer,
Yes.
Pikes Peak winner, shot those late 80s Lambo ads too.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
There is no pie that Jeff Zwart hasn't had a little finger in somewhere. That dude has been the fuck around. Yeah. It's really neat, right? But I'm with you. Have you driven a Countach? You must have, right?
I haven't. I've driven in a Countach so many times, but
I've
never driven one myself. What I did drive when I was in Italy, and it was the scariest car I've ever driven. One, because the streets, the roads in Rome, they're terrible. They're narrow. An LM002.
Oh,
that thing! First of all, the gearbox. First of all, I don't even drive
you
manual
fit in
that
every
well.
Lambo, but that one.
But the worst one. So and here's the deal. I have a friend over there. His friend owns a dealership. It's like, let's go drive cars. And he's like, "Oh, you're a Lamborghini fan. I got a car for you." So I'm outside waiting on him to come out. What does he bring? The biggest friggin' Lamborghini
you
there
were
is.
excited for like a minute, though,
I was
right?
like a minute, and I looked around and I was like, oh,
I mean, look at that photograph. When you pull up in that, you gotta be excited.
That is boss status there. But try taking that down a narrow road with scooters, Vespas, and Fiats, these little 500s,
so
and you're
funny.
crushing people.
Yeah,
it is nerve wracking.
You know what the funny thing is about
blast.
those? It's like if you have one, you can't admit it's terrible.
No.
You need the values to be high, and like so few people have driven one. Who's going to question it?
Exactly.
So, like you're like, nah, it's great. It's the best. It's the best thing ever. When really, it's like just a complete flaming hunk of shit.
It really is. It is a tank. But
you ever drive an H1 though?
No.
You haven't?
No, I've not.
H1 is an equally flaming hunk of shit.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks great though from the out. I mean, it's imposing.
Of course it looks great. It looks like a big tough thing,
but it's just crap.
Look, no. It is built for one thing.
For a purpose.
Yeah. Likewise, look, maybe if you went fucking dune mobbing in Saudi in the LM, you might have been like, this is the greatest thing in the world. If you're off-roading in, the Persian Gulf in the Hummer, like, America. Yeah. But I was commuting in one. It's like driving a fucking.
Oh, there's a story there.
I bought one. Yeah, I bought one.
What's the story behind that?
Literally, I mean, that's a great photograph, Tim. Just pull that up just for our own personal entertainment. That's possibly the worst styled Countach ever, with the arrow, with the 25th anniversary and no wing. But nevertheless, what a great photo.
So you know the story you're going to talk. Let's talk about that.
I don't care.
The story about the
stupid
wing.
Hummer. Ugh.
No, forget. No, let's hear the story behind it.
No. Tell me that.
No, the story behind the wing. Because.
Oh yeah,
that
was from Cannonball Run.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you tell the viewers about this?
No.
I don't
know.
I don't know if I know that as well.
It's very simple. They
for the film, right?
They put the wings on the Countach to make it look cooler for the Cannonball Run.
It has no purpose. It actually is just the
They even
opposite.
put that wing on.
Yeah.
Pull that picture up because they put this stupid front wing on too. Wow, it looks so awful with the U.S.
horrible.
bumpers. But
that's how. By the way, that's how DOT destroys cars.
You ever see the McLaren F1 with them bumpers? It's so sad.
It is hideous.
Even the DOT's like, just go. But yeah, the fans just thought that the Countach looked cool with the car. They just made it, thought the wing looked cool, and they just made it an option.
Yeah.
Oh, the yellow.
Yes.
That's your car right there.
It needs to
That's
have
you.
Yeah.
That looks like it belongs to that guy, the Bijan. Or like Michael Fuchs.
Yeah.
It's a Michael Fuchs Countach right there.
No, although it would have been probably very pink if he left it up to him.
No, he's fresh, though. I love that guy.
His
the
stuff,
king
man,
of puns.
It is just, you know what? He's unabashful. It's like
hilarious.
It's
hilarious.
It's just him.
Yeah, and he has like, I think he learned to diversify.
Yes.
Remember 2006, and he bought 25 F430s.
Like what?
You know, you can get some other shit. All that money. It's not like T-shirts and Foot Locker. Yeah. Although, if you ever do that math, you ever do the math on like how a billionaire could spend money?
I'd like to do that math myself.
So fucked up. It's
by
so
having
fucked
it.
up.
Like
it's
how much per day you can spend
Timmy,
without even noticing.
Like at the amount of money I make, if I gave you a T-shirt, that would be like a billionaire giving you an Aventador.
Exactly.
So the scale is so crazy.
It's unbelievable, though.
So many rich people. When you go to out in Pittsburgh, when you're at home, in the summer, the biggest weekend of the summer, what is like that vintage Grand Prix weekend? What does the car scene look like there?
The car scene is a mob. That by the way,
because it's condensed because of the warm weather.
Well, yeah. So that's the thing too, right? So one of the reasons this car is out here is otherwise, basically for 5 months, sits in a garage and sees no daylight. Right, so when the driving season starts, it's like Remsprung, right? For the Amish, you just do whatever, and you're out and about. And Vintage Grand Prix happens to be the largest recurring Grand Prix in the country that uses city streets.
Everyone tells me over and over that I have to go.
In fact, officially, I'm inviting you.
I'd love to go
to Vintage Grand Prix this year.
You know who asked me to go? The guys from Haggerty, I think. Oh yeah, they're all about it.
They're all about it.
Yeah, I mean, and they have an expense account. Also,
but there you go. It's that simple.
We can roll in your whips, though. Well, I'm
serious.
That'd be fun.
So what we did a couple of years ago, they had something called Cortile, which is where some of the exotic cars went. But Pittsburgh Cars and Coffee, which I co-founded with a couple of other folks probably 6 or 7 years ago. Our president, whose name is Cliff, a great guy, sort of took it to the completely different level, but now it's the exotic car scene in Pittsburgh is pretty much through the Pittsburgh Cars and Coffee. So the show that we have for the International Auto Show, most of our members bring their cars there because otherwise we never got the good stuff.
Yeah.
Right? We don't get the concept cars for that auto show. And then the Vintage Grand Prix,
those smaller city auto shows are tough. If you're into the crazy stuff, it's tough.
Well, yeah, that's because what you get, all it is a bunch of regular dealer cars under one roof.
Yeah.
So that's all it is.
If you're shopping for a Camry or a whatever, it's a good
cross shop. That's what you go to the auto show.
Yeah. That's good. Is that what you're doing? That's what you're doing with your car.
Yeah, exactly. Right. To kind of.
All right, fine. That is good for the community. I rescind my comment. It's good for the community. But what do people tend to drive in Pittsburgh?
So I mean,
what's popular?
Porsches. You know what's really getting popular? In fact, I just had another buddy who picked one up. Are the McLarens.
The new ones, like the 570s?
Yeah. No, we're not talking F1s. There are a bunch of F1s.
No. But as opposed to like, the people buying 12Cs and stuff like that.
Well, there are a couple of 12Cs, but the 570s, the 650S, I mean, we'll not talk about McLaren depreciation.
650S is a good value.
It is.
It's a lot of car, man.
It's a lot of car. And but I don't think that we've seen the peak of the depreciation curve on that car yet. I think they're still. I mean, it's still dropping like a rock.
Dude, they're so I think the 570 will be a better used car because it doesn't have the funky suspension, which I think is 30 grand to fix. If it breaks.
Oh yeah,
it's got a more normal suspension.
Yeah,
which the second owner will be very, very happy about.
Especially when it goes right out of warranty.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in 570s, and they are great.
They are fun. I mean, a McLaren. Let's face it, right? The McLarens are awesome cars. They're fast. The 720S. I mean, that is a beast. I've not driven one. I've been in one.
Apparently, it runs like a 9.6 or something.
9.8 or something. Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, Brooks from Drag Times has run that car against. I mean, it is. You know, this is supposedly 720 horsepower. This thing is producing.
At the wheels, bro.
This thing is, I mean, blowing some crazy cars away. It's obviously producing more horsepower.
Didn't someone put one on a dyno? I thought someone put one on a dyno.
Yeah, Brooks did.
He did, right?
Yeah. And
it was over 700 at the wheels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so you're just like, what?
It's craziness. But you know, aren't we? Not that I don't love that, because I love that.
Yeah.
That's fucking, you know, please, more of that. But isn't it, once you drive a ton of fast shit, at a certain point, you kind of go, all right, you know? Like, I'm a pretty good driver, but the fastest cars are faster than me.
Yeah.
Period.
That my scales.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So for me, I say this all the time, right? So, and you see this with, not to say anything bad about guys who love Hellcats and all this sort of stuff.
I just had a Hellcat for the week. I just had one.
I'm going to say this, right? For me, it's never been about going from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Right? I say, you give me a windy road and tell me, Cody, you can't go faster than 45 miles an hour. And as long as it's twisty and fun, it's engaging, a pig in mud.
Yeah, I think at a certain point you're approaching zero here.
Yeah.
With 0 to 60 times, you're approaching zero. Cars are already, I mean, it's nice to have a car that does 180 instead of 170.
Yeah.
Is that really going to matter? It's nice to have if you go to track days, great.
Yeah.
Your track day car, a Performante, like by all means. I'm not I'm not the guy who's going to say like, this is too much, back it down. But at a certain point, you ever been in like a P100D Tesla launch? That's physically uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's not actually
you
fun.
Can't breathe.
Like at a certain point, it's
so
like
this is what death feels like.
Fucking yeah, Elon's talking about this roadster with this 0 to 60 in 1.9 thing, and
Which
of course
insane.
it's possible. It's physically,
Yeah,
I don't want that shit. What do you want that for? Just like make your wife just vomit all over your interior. Like it made me super nauseous to do that in the P100.
Well, it's to experience it. Right?
Yeah,
that's the deal.
That's a party trick.
But after a while, it's like, all right, so I've done it a few times.
Exactly.
And okay, so what's next?
I'll tell you what, the Hellcat is fun because it's got like this blah, 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 blah. It really does that. And you're like, I can't believe a car, in 2018 goes blah, 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 like this. You go, that's not fucking right. And what is that? And then
this is off the factory floor, really?
Yeah. And the one I had was the wide body they do now, which I thought.
Which is actually amazing that they actually did that. I didn't think they would have.
It's economically viable, considering it's just the bodywork they already made for the Demon. You just get it on the Hellcat. It's an option.
True.
So it's $6,000. It probably cost them $500, but you get 305s all around now instead of 275s. So the car, there it is. So the car is much less nervous. Now you can still, half throttle, no problem. And I blew the tires off of fourth gear in a straight line, which is pretty fucking fun. But it's the size of a house. Timmy and I were in the garage. Go back up. Go back to that picture, Timmy. We took this picture. Pull this over so everybody can see this. We measured.
Oh yes, I saw this. 9 feet.
It was 9.3 feet. It was 112 inches.
What other car? That's a car from the 50s.
So far. It's like that and a Rolls Dawn. You know, that's it. It was crazy how far it was.
Oh yeah, I didn't see this picture. I saw the other one. It was
Well, that was inside as far as the windshield.
It's like 3.5 feet inside and another 6
that is
on
just
the hood.
insane.
Yeah, you actually, if you're sitting in the driver's seat, if I'm sitting, I cannot reach the windshield.
Well,
it's crazy.
That not only that though is, I mean, the way you sit in this car, especially, I mean, you can't. When I sat in a regular one, I didn't sit in the. Well, I sat in the Hellcat. You can't really see the edge of the car very well. I mean, it's just giant.
Someone who's meant to fit in a Lamborghini, sir.
Oh, well,
You can't. You know, this is the other end of the spectrum. That car, it's all to scale, right?
Yeah.
If you're 400 pounds
That's
and
the car.
someone takes a picture of you next to that car, you know, if you're a fucking corn-fed Texas boy in Houston, you stand next to that car and they shoot you at a 70 to 200.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. You
you stand next to that car. Like, what the fuck?
What the? Is there somebody by that car? I can't see it.
It's so funny. I'll tell you what though.
It's a good car though. I mean, I will tell you. Well,
It's 700 horsepower for 75 grand, and I ran 80 minutes on the track.
Yeah.
It doesn't get hot. I had the air conditioning on. It doesn't get hot. It doesn't give a shit how hard you beat on it. The gearbox is tough.
why can't we get that in a Corvette?
Oof.
I did. I had to go.
You know where you get it? That Callaway Aero Wagon thing. The Z06s that do the 2.3 blower upgrade.
Yeah.
It doesn't heat soak, but you have to change the hood. It's a whole to do. Or you get a Grand Sport. The NA cars don't overheat.
Yeah.
But
We digress.
no, you don't want a Hellcat for a track day car. And you know what's so funny? Because you, as someone who knows Italian cars, and they feel very taut, right? It's all pulled very.
It's all about all around you.
Yeah. A Hellcat is like you took a pump and shoved it in the dashboard and just boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Like there's so much air in between shit.
Yeah.
You know?
But going around corners in this stuff, though.
Bro, but let me tell you something. That a Hellcat will go around a corner. It better. I mean, it's for a 4,500 pound car.
It's a big car,
and
but
if you put real tires on it, it would go. It doesn't come with good tires. If you put real tires on it, then it would be better. But when you like try to do a pull next to a normal fast car, you know, it's not the 0 to 60 is who cares. It's the 60 to 160 where you go, fuck my life. What is this? People can just buy this shit? Whoa. Because it's so huge that it masks it.
Yeah.
You know, it becomes like 160 is like a non-event in a Hellcat. It's crazy.
And
we rolled a bike on one. Allegedly. I won't even say
Really?
what state it was in.
I'm impressed.
Like a
Really?
real
Like a real bike.
A real bike. Yeah. Not from a dig on the highway.
Yeah.
Woo!
Rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a motor.
Yeah.
It's just such a motor, and it's pretty comfortable too. But it's just huge.
Well, it is, and that's the thing for me. I mean, I like compact. I like, you are closer to the car when you're in there and you're kind of rolling like it's.
I know what you mean. When I picked up the Hellcat, I dropped off my 1987 911, and then which is the epitome of what you're talking about, and then got into this, and I was like, "What?" What's crazy is they picked up the Hellcat and dropped off a Macan, which is an SUV, and I went, "Oh, finally a normal sized car." That's fucking crazy. So wait, when you got your purple Performante, did you get rid of the Spider?
No, I still have the.
How many Lambos are you sitting on?
Oh man, it's so bad.
3?
There are 4. It is so. There are 3 Huracans and an anniversary Aventador. I am a Lambo guy, and
you let me make fun of Michael Fuchs.
Well, I knew you'd come around to it.
Glass house. Yeah, no.
I'm gonna sell the. I was debating what to do with the red one, and I was thinking about. I was gonna.
The red one's just a coupe, right?
It's a coupe. I was gonna supercharge it or
that
turbo
VF
it.
kit is hot.
I know. I hear. But you know what? I have the. First of all, I love a naturally aspirated engine, and to be honest,
it doesn't change how it feels. Just so you know.
Yeah.
I drove it.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, it's no longer naturally aspirated. Truth, but. It doesn't change the power band. It doesn't make a difference. You just hear a little, it's pretty fucking fire.
So I don't know, but then again, that's the thing. That's exactly the point. So I think the red one is gonna go. So it's for sale if anybody wants it.
Fair. Is there a picture of it? Put it up. How many miles are on it?
It has 70. just under 7,200 miles.
Hey, you drove it a bit. Good for
well,
you.
Yeah, I mean, but the car is fully protected by PPF, so the paint is pristine. And my cars, I care them like crazy.
Your Instagram feed is a bag of Skittles. You got so many fun colors in your Instagram feed. I love it.
That's what people like, man.
I
So
love
there's
it.
the anniversary.
You get around,
by the
too,
way,
with your
that
travels.
picture there on the corner at Burger King, that was the first time we brought 4 Aventadors together, and it was called Quadventador. And of course, this picture went quite viral on the internet. But what we got hate for was we got comments
Parking
like
over the lines.
Oh no! Besides that, I mean, there's that stuff.
That's why I would shit on you.
Yeah. So we got shit on for. You know what? They spent all their money on the cars. They can only afford Burger King.
Fair.
And I said
that is fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And haters do be hating.
And
I
what's
ain't
wrong
too
with
good to
that?
eat Whoppers. Whoppers are fucking delicious.
They're great.
What's your fast food burger of choice? Mandatory if you had to eat fast food.
If
You're a doctor, so you can't eat
I'm a
fast
Wendy's kind of guy. I
Ah.
love Wendy's, man. It's good stuff. I can't do the McDonald's stuff. That's not
no
for me.
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
it's.
I'm hugely turned off by square burgers. Though.
yeah,
fucks
yeah.
me up.
But the bacon's crispy.
I get all
the
dizzy.
lemon-
psychological.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a psychological something
If I
back
have
to
to do
childhood?
it in and out,
Yeah.
even I have to, you pretend it's not there until people come to town.
Yeah.
And they want to go to In-N-Out, and then if you can only eat In-N-Out if you're driving to San Francisco, Vegas, or Phoenix,
Yeah.
or that's it. That's the only option.
It is. Until I came to California, obviously, we don't have In-N-Out back on the East Coast. But the first time I had it, I was like, and you look at it, you're just like, man.
Smells
is-
good as fuck when you go by.
Oh, yeah. You're just like, we got to go. Mm-hmm. And it's been good. In fact, we tried to do In-N-Out with the other guys that are here a couple of nights ago. That thing, no matter what time of the day,
Busy.
It is. There was a line onto the road
Yeah.
for the drive-through.
It's a great business model. What can I say? It's a great.
It's cheap.
The best marketing. Did you
Yeah.
see the one from the plane when you land right
No,
next
I
to the
didn't see
runway at LAX.
Really?
Yeah. If you land in the north runway at LAX,
It's right.
you fly right over.
I didn't do they paint on the roof so you see it's In-N-Out.
Oh, they don't have to paint. It's glowing, and you can see all the lights from the traffic that goes into the road. And then they have on that corner, the aviation nerds.
Yes, yeah.
Where with the 70 to 200 on sticks.
Yeah.
That's a 777 400. Fucking jerking off. It's like, homie, it's United. He's coming in from New York. Like,
Yeah.
who gives a shit?
Oh yeah. Well,
there's nerds.
it's
Everyone
the
has nerds.
Everyone does.
Oh, it's fucking great.
So let me ask you a question. I'll flip it around on you a little bit. So how did you? I mean, I've watched you for a long time. How'd you get in cars?
Well, I saw I saw a DeLorean actually on the cover of a magazine, and that was like, ooh, a car. A car can be sort of special.
Yeah.
That was like 1985,
Yeah.
I think. I was like 4.
Yeah.
That's pretty much. I mean, it really just went from there. It went to like, I liked little trains when I was a kid, and then it was a natural progression to cars.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a particularly fast runner, so the idea of getting in a thing and going fast was extremely appealing.
Yeah.
And then my dad got me a go-kart when I was 9, and once I had a taste of actually driving something,
speed,
it was
yeah.
like, oh, this is the shit.
Yeah.
And I destroyed my parents' driveway and their lawn. They had a pretty big driveway actually, and it would go onto this sort of field, and I would go 40 in the go-kart, hit the grass, and spin mad pirouettes and shit. Yeah, you get addicted on that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And the rest
How
of-
did you get into cars?
It's actually my dad. I used to literally help him outside, be on the ground with him, passing him tools. I remember I was probably 5-6 years old. No
Is
idea
it his
what
business, or are you just
No,
working on his own
He's
cars?
no. So he loved minis, the old minis,
Oh, cool.
and Volvos. Really weird set of cars.
Really?
British and sweet. It's just a weird
He
combination.
liked the Saint and the Italian Job.
Yeah,
it
well, yeah,
sounds
exactly,
like, right?
exactly.
That sounds like
It's
a pop culture
It is.
influenced
I
decision.
don't even know how, but I mean,
Interesting.
how many cars? He's. I mean, and the thing is, because he would work on them himself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and back then, you could actually step into the engine bay.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like you have a screwdriver and it falls in there. It's done.
Yeah.
It's like the Twilight Zone. So that's how I kind of got into it, and Just love tinkering. I obviously can't work on my own. The cars I have now.
Yeah.
Unless you have ridiculous.
Did your dad
computers.
did he only have the old cars, or were those his fun cars and
No,
he had like a normal car too?
He could buy new cars, but he preferred. I mean, like the Volvo he'd had forever, and he would just buy. If he wanted to get another one, he'd buy another variant of it. You know, he's one of those guys, right?
Diehards.
Yeah, diehards that wanted to be able to work on the cars himself. And then there's he was British, so one of the cars, Morris Morris Minor.
Yeah.
Those weird quirky British cars.
Yeah.
Is
That
what
must
he
have been
requested.
weird. Was that in Pittsburgh also?
No.
Where was this?
This was my. This was in Jamaica.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I was
he
gonna
was
say,
British, and so
that's less weird to have those cars.
because but he just loved like tinkering with those things, and it's so strange. So I mean, I love all kinds of cars, right? And so that's where it comes from. Like I kind of have an appreciation. I don't know a lot of the really old American cars, but you know, I love talking to these old guys because you learn
The
so
lawn
much.
chair and Buddy Holly crew.
Yeah. You know, because you learn so much because you see a lot of what's in cars today. When they tell you and you listen to their stories, you see where it comes from. It gives you a better understanding. So, I mean, I love talking
injection
to
and you know,
that modern stuff, carburetors, and you know, getting rid of them.
I understand you. I mean, look, I like driving stick, but if you're like 16, you know, right now, what do you give a shit about driving stick? You know?
Well, you know, here's the thing. So it's funny. We have this debate all the time, right? So the cars are getting faster and faster and faster. Lots of horsepower, and the one thing is the drivers aren't getting any better.
Nope.
In fact, it's the
Probably
opposite,
worse.
opposite
Probably
direction.
worse. Although, if you ever get a chance to drive like an older, like, you can probably get in like an E30, you know, and race that car like more or less as fast as it'll go. Like, a really, really good driver will go faster than you or me, but like we can drive that car pretty much as fast as it'll go.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get in a 488 or a 720S and drive that car as fast as you go without
This is true.
years of training.
Yeah. Or you've just taken years off your life.
Yeah. Dude, do you ever see some of these guys that go out and in some of these vintage racing series? I went to one recently, and this fool bought fucking Dario Franchitti's Indy car from like 2012. And he's like a dentist, bro. And he rolls up with a truck and a few guys, you know, and whatever the bare minimum is to run this fucking thing, and he goes out at it, and it's like he's clearly, and look, if you have money, fucking God bless,
Do it.
but he's clearly like, you know, not even going the speed that they would go under a caution flag. You know, in his mind, it's like, what? You know, but to watch from the outside, you're like, oh boy.
Geez. But you know, in his head, right?
Yeah.
Is that dream?
Yeah.
Is that vision?
Yo, but here's what I'm saying: a 720S is like that
It's that
fast,
fast,
and that's air conditioning.
Yeah, you don't have to go that.
It really is. How far back do you think you have to go for a 720S to win the overall 24 hours of Le Mans?
Yeah.
Not far.
Yeah, this is true.
20 years.
This is true.
You put a 720S against, let's call it a McLaren F1 GTR.
Yeah.
720S.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah. And actually,
Right?
yeah, this is very true.
You don't have to go back all that far. I always like to go to do that, like to see to think about how far back you'd have to go. I used to use Le Mans as a benchmark.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how far back do you have to go? Let's play. Okay. So the Swedes, they came in a BMW M4. How far back do you have to go in history for a BMW to M4 to win overall? Assume slicks. Race prep.
Yeah.
BMW M4 to win overall at Le Mans.
Probably not that far.
The 80s, maybe? No, because that's like that's Group C shit. No, it's gotta be. No, these cars were fucking fast.
Oh no,
these
they
cars
are.
went really fast.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's also. I mean, it's also
I
obviously
think you
it's
have
not
to go
fast.
farther
It's
back
waste.
than you think.
You think?
I think you
You
have to
think?
go-
You know, I would actually.
There's
almost
a
say
big
80s.
gap between an M4 and a 720S. I think you have to go really far back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, did the lap times actually ever slow? Well, the
They haven't-
chicane and
but they haven't really slowed. No.
I don't know. Someone I'm sure can do some math once this
Well, you know, why
podcast
don't you
comes
ask-
out,
yeah, I
somebody
was
will
gonna say-
do math on this shit.
Yeah, and they'll correct us. They're like,
Yeah.
look at those. You know, it's going to be the nerds who go back.
Yep.
Well, see, if you do the calculations, the math.
Someone will do it. I hope someone does.
Yeah,
I hope
I mean,
someone
but
does.
you know what?
I'm
it
happy
helps
to
us.
send the conversation 75% of the way.
Go run with
Someone
it.
else
Run
do
with
this
it.
shit.
Yeah,
But
amazing.
I don't think you have to go back very far at all for your Performante to do that.
No, dude. So when you saw that, you know, I first
That
of all,
Nürburgring time?
Yeah, you're just like,
You go, hang on a minute, what?
yeah. Say what?
That active arrow, huh?
Yeah. And you know, we're gonna put a video out on this because nobody's really. And now, Alex, we're gonna have to do this pretty fast because somebody's gonna do it. We are going to put out a video on the actual active arrow because we videoed it because nobody's
Has
really
no one
showed
really
it.
put a camera on it like working?
Exactly.
So
it's pretty cool.
What moves?
So in the front splitter up front are two channels that can actually act independently, and then in the back,
And then it's like a servo operator or
yeah,
hydraulic?
Okay. No, it's not. That's the beauty of it. It's electrically. It's servo, so it snaps, opens, and it's really fast. And in the wing, at the entrance of the wing, are these two tunnels, and the same thing as are in the back, and they open and close. Pretty amazing. Now the cool thing is inside the car is a graphical display of the downforce, front
That's
versus
gangster.
back. It's really cool to watch. It's gimmick, but it's just. It's
Yeah, but
so
nobody
cool.
does theatrics like Lamborghini.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. This is true.
Theatrics are what's up, dude. I'm not anti-theatrics at
Yeah,
all. Like my
yeah.
Focus RS goes bah, 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 like that's why
That's
it's
it,
better.
that's- yeah,
It's not
exactly.
That's not bad. That's good.
It's good.
I think the Panamera does the wing thing too, right?
Oh,
on
the Panamera's
infotainment.
got a gangster
Oh.
wing. It's like
But on the infotainment, it's real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the what?
On the infotainment, it's real
Oh,
time.
it does it in the display as well.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that is kind of cool
That
stuff.
Panamera,
It's like
the new one,
unfolding.
dude. The e-hybrid is the shit. I can't believe I'm
It
saying
is.
that.
It is.
Do you have a going one?
Well, yeah. So here's the deal. When the Panamera first came out, the interior, and I still to this day think the interior is amazing.
Ace.
I
Yeah.
never liked the exterior because all it looked like was a stretch 911, and
Yeah.
I called it the Panamumu because it was a big fat cow.
That's a fun term. Though. I like that.
Panamumu.
Yeah.
But the new
Apologize for my coughing, people. I don't know what's wrong with me. The new one, fresh.
Yes.
And have you driven the hybrid?
No, I've not driven the hybrid.
It does some really neat stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it's much more 918 than it is Prius.
Really?
Yeah, the torque vectoring in the front,
Yeah.
it launches like crazy. And I was able to do 6 laps. I think it was someone who remembers this better than me. It was either 5 or 6 laps, but I actually I was charge positive. Mm-hmm. So I did 6. I started with, 11 miles of range on the infotainment, on the electric
Yeah.
radio. You get like 30 miles of range.
Okay.
Full battery.
Full
if you will.
battery.
I started my laps with like 11 miles. Did these 4 or 5 laps around this very tight circuit with a lot of elevation.
Yeah.
And finished with 18 miles. I finished charge
recovered.
positive.
Wow.
Even though on every straightaway I was flat.
Flat.
Yeah. Wow. Cool, right?
That is actually so. You're basically generating your energy.
Yeah. And so so like the Chevy Volt, for instance, the gas engine comes on and it runs enough to keep you moving.
Yeah.
But you're not charging while you're moving. You're
Yeah.
just moving.
You're just moving.
This can move and charge itself
Yeah.
at the same time, which is gangster. And oh, by the way, 680 horsepower and rear steer and ceramic brakes and all this crazy shit.
So would you have imagined? So now it's interesting, right, to be talking to a car guy and other car guys, and they're thinking, you thought before this hybrid stuff
Some of
is
these
going to
cars are
kill.
nuts.
They are incredible. I mean, like I was worried that the electric car or the hybrid car would sort of kill the feel. No, actually,
No,
I
this
think
power can be used for
it
good.
can be for good. Exactly. I have an i8, by the way. That's
Oh,
a
you
car
do?
I drive every single
That's your
day.
daily?
That's my daily, even in the winter.
Tell me everything about it.
I love this car.
Yeah.
So, I get, again, unless you're driving around with your foot into it all the time, Jeremy Clarkson say you get like 40 miles to the gallon or whatever, MPGE.
What do you really get?
I get anywhere from 75 to 100.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, so, and that's a cool part.
Do you have to
of it.
drive like a total pussy or just like normal everyday driving?
As long you can drive as long as you're not being a freaking maniac.
Yeah.
But if you're just regular driving, it's not a problem.
And is it very nice to drive?
I think so. It's got torque. I love the torque on that thing because that's the thing. First of all, it looks different. Mine is that electric blue.
Oh, yours is in the electric blue. It really looks future-y.
It is. And, and that's it.
Is that it?
You look at that car.
It's great looking.
And when that first car first came out, we're like, oh, that's really cool. They'll never build that. Mm-hmm. And a few years later, they actually, for the most part, with the exception of the see-through side door, which you knew was
that wasn't a good idea.
That wasn't going to go
anywhere. Not
anywhere.
when McLaren did it either with the Senna thing.
We'll talk. We should talk a little bit about the Senna, but
no, this is like a Countach. It's like the first time you see a Countach. Yeah, or something,
exactly. And to this day, I'll tell you a story. I was at a gas station in the boonies outside of Pittsburgh, and I pull up in the middle of the night. It was like 11 or 12 o'clock. Get out of the car. Door goes up, and this dude comes up to me. He's like, "Whoa, cool Lamborghini." And I was like, "Actually, it's a BMW." He's like, "No, this is no goddamn BMW. It's a Lamborghini. Look at them doors." And he starts to walk around the car with his phone and took a picture of every single panel, including the rondelle. And he walks away like, cool Lamborghini, man. And I was like,
some people don't even.
I was like, so the worst part is I feel bad because he probably went home and told his buddies, hey, I just saw this Lamborghini, and there is right in front of him is a BMW badge.
I got a bug BMW. I still haven't driven one. I drove the i3 and loved it. Yeah. It was great.
Yeah.
I would buy one except for the dumb range thing.
Yeah. You got to put the range extender on.
Because there's a law that says for the i3 to qualify as an EV, the gas range can't exceed the electric range. So they put like a 2-gallon gas tank in the thing.
It is horrible.
All they would have to do is put like an 8-gallon gas tank in the thing, and it would be more practical than the Volt.
Yeah. Have you experienced range anxiety?
Yes.
It is,
yes and no.
It's an unnerving feeling.
Have you? Can't you keep? You can continue driving.
No, not in the the i8. No. Actually, I drove the i3 with range extender, but I kept getting an error like the extender wasn't working. So the worst part is for work, I traveled, outside of Pittsburgh and. I've ran out of a range, so I got to this place. I plugged it in on a regular,
like a 110.
Yeah, 110. It was horrible. So I go in for a 2-hour meeting, and I come out. I'm like, oh man, this is not going to be good. So I had to do another 15-mile hop. The next place, plug it in, go inside for a 2-hour meeting, come back out, and now I have a 2.5-hour drive back home on a car that. When I do the math and what it's telling me,
in the 1920s.
It really is. So now get this. So I'm driving down the highway, and I swear to God, I am hypermiling. So I'm getting behind trucks, and it's just sort of
drafting.
Drafting.
I've been there.
I'm doing this and doing everything I can. Literally turn off life supports, to turn off the HVAC, all this sort of stuff. I got to make it, and then this alert comes up going, error with the range extender. So I don't hear the gasoline engine kicking in.
Oh, but it turns out it's on.
No. It wasn't.
Oh, no.
And so I'm like, I'm not going to make it. And I'm now on zero energy. And I'm like, I'm still going. And then all of a sudden, boom, I heard it kick in. And I was like, but I'm serious. I'm serious. I've never been in a car where I'm sweating as much. And it's that gut feeling that I'm going to try to accelerate and a truck is going to run me over.
Well, here's where
it's crazy.
In California, we have deserts.
Yes.
And you can run out in a place that's got no cell service and shit. I've never had the range anxiety. I've never attempted to really push it.
Yeah.
And when I had a Volt, I never thought about it at all. It was great. But I did find that even owning a Tesla, when I had a Tesla demo car, without a proper charge unit installed in my house, that was a pretty big pain in the dick.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of superchargers in Los Angeles for a
Really?
city that is you can randomly throw rocks and hit Teslas here.
Yeah, they're all over the place. They're every
All
block.
over.
Every 5 minutes you see one.
There's shockingly few superchargers. It's weird.
That's strange.
But LA is a very big you spend a lot of time in the car, but you don't really go a lot of distance unless you're in the canyons.
Yeah.
Here to Beverly Hills is like 4 miles. It's 40 minutes.
Well,
Ridiculous.
that's the thing I noticed too, by the way. You know, we were looking at this sort of stuff. I was like, oh, how far is it? Oh, it's not that far,
Yeah.
but it's an hour drive.
I
You're
know.
like, what?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
This
It's
is LA.
Yeah.
This is why
We
I have
get
a
it.
scooter. Scooter is the best. Lane splitting's
Lane
legal
splitting.
here.
Yeah.
And so, I can get anywhere in the city in 20 minutes for real. They joke about that shit in Clueless, but I can really do it.
You can do it.
Let's go to I
Yes.
posted a bunch of questions or I posted that you were going to be here on Facebook.
Yeah.
And people have various questions.
Okay.
And a lot of people want to know about the Challenger. Could you live with one? I wouldn't want to. That's a big car.
Yeah,
And a
For
rainy
every
day in
day.
traffic that I still like it.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just. So you've been following the stuff from Detroit at all?
Yes.
Do you do the auto shows? Did you ever?
I do the auto shows. I don't do my big auto show. Really is.
Oh fuck me! I'm sorry.
My big auto show is Geneva.
Oh,
I
look at you,
love-
Mister.
I just
Gangster.
That to me is where you see a lot of the cool stuff, like
Rin speed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The weird
Yeah,
German
the weird,
tuners.
quirky stuff. Yeah, but you don't see anywhere else.
Yeah.
And then you see some legitimate stuff. I saw I love the Regera. I mean, that thing,
Oh, yeah.
the 20 oh my God. It's just, and first of all, the year before I interviewed Christian von Koenigsegg, and the following year when he brought the Regera, he's like, after Geneva last year on the way home, we were thinking, how can I build a car with no gears? What gearhead comes up with that, right?
Yeah.
All of us would go,
How do I build a top fuel dragster that I can sell people?
Yeah, exactly.
Christian's fucking nuts.
The dude, man. But it's funny. I
But
compare.
it all
the
makes
two of
sense
them.
when he explains it.
Yeah, you're just like, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you look at a Horatio, who is, so one is the engineer. We're talking about the nerds, right? So one's the engineer and one's like Leonardo.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And these two guys, the stuff they make,
That's
is
crazy.
Just
The two approaches to kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
It's funny. I think there's too many rich people.
Yeah.
I think there's, you know what I mean? I was just at, recently, there's another Cars and Coffee in LA now. It's called Sunset GT. I'll plug them. They were nice.
Yeah.
And I went and, there's like 4 Koenigsegg's, couple Wyras, like 5
Chirons.
dozen, Aventadors. And there's people have a little too much money, I think. You gotta find
And it's right there.
It's crazy.
But it's a relative thing, because if you go to other parts of the country, right?
Yeah.
Is just we were just talking about this with some folks online, right? So if you think about it, my car, there are 100 anniversary roadsters, Aventador anniversary roadsters that were made, right? 24 of them are in the U.S.
Okay.
24. That's
Where I bet there's none? Fucking Italy.
yes, but of course they're either Ferrari and nobody buys them there. But just to think about it for a second, when I was out here the year they came out, I saw, I think, 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
So, and there are obviously a ton more.
It's weird because it's a small community,
Yeah.
and then it's also like, where 25 of the 100 are.
Yeah.
But you got no fucking clue where the other 75 are.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
even know where to start,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, this is exactly right.
Cars go to Malaysia. There's duels. I know for a fact there's some fools in Riyadh with some shit.
Yeah,
Because my
serious.
homie's with them right now.
Yeah.
He's over there.
It's amazing though. So
Yeah.
the biggest market. I mean, the U.S. is still the biggest market for a lot of these exotic car companies. But you'd be surprised. China. I've been to China.
Have
a
you
few
been to
times.
China?
I've been to China.
What do you think of it? I'm on the fence about do I go or what's the deal?
I will tell you this. Notwithstanding all the stuff you hear, it's a communist country. That I will tell you this: nobody does capitalism better than the Chinese.
Better than the commies, huh?
I'm serious. I am serious. They know laissez-faire.
It's not hard when there's no fucking IP laws.
Well, this is true.
When there's
Bottom line
no
is,
such thing as trademark infringement, of course they can
I
make
was
money.
there. I picked up a phone.
Owning something
iPhone,
means nothing.
Looked. It was uneven. Oh, Betty, I'm going to bring this back to cars. I'm going to bring this back to cars. Of
course.
There is a car I saw. It's a freaking E39 5 Series.
Yeah. Just Timmy, pull up Chinese knockoff cars.
It's called the Geely.
Oh yeah, Geely. Yeah,
Geely.
Yeah,
And
they own Volvo now.
They
you know?
own Volvo now. So guess what's going to happen?
Yeah.
So I walk up to this car. I was like, oh, cool, 5 Series. And I walk up to it. And I look inside, identical. Nothing changed. I look around the front. It has a rondelle, but it's Geely
the
instead.
wrong colors.
I mean, everything. The wheels, everything.
Fake GTR. Bro,
Seriously, it is
my friend who is in
unbelievable.
the Middle East right now, Thaddeus, he went to, I forget where he was, but they rented, I think it was it's the fake RX 300. And it's got like this little tiny shitbox motor and all that space in the engine bay, like your dad's P1800. Like, and there's no airbags. You know, and you go, what the fuck?
Well, that's
is
the thing
this?
too. You touch I usually don't touch people's car, but you just look at it because you're just like, you looked at it and you're like, this is a BMW.
Yeah.
It's not, and you touch
There is
the
no.
It is
There's
shut.
no IP. That is that real?
That's
real.
hilarious.
That's like a mini GTR.
A mini
That's
GTR.
hilarious.
It looks like a
That looks like a Photoshop. Is that fucking real?
Oh man, that is just bad.
That kind of looks like a Suzuki
that looks like
Cappuccino.
a FT86, a baby FT86.
It's very funny.
Insane.
But so wait, to go back real quick to Switzerland is like my favorite country.
Yeah.
So is it worth? I mean, you must have enjoyed the roads while you're there. You sample the high passes, right?
Oh yeah. So I did a couple. Actually, last year we right after Geneva, because we do press day. The public day is it's a bear.
What are
Hell
we,
no.
savages?
Oh,
Please.
jeez. Savages. So we had a friend of ours who's another YouTuber. Cars with Luke is his name. He got access to a 4x4. But by the way, a 4x4 in Geneva.
Oh, you mean a G-Wagon 4x4?
Yeah, exactly. That is, people were literally looking at us like, what the hell is that? But we drove that from Geneva down to Monaco. Fun time. It is a
hilarious,
big,
but not the car. I was
no. But that's the thing. So the last time I was there, Top Gear did the best driving road in the Transfogressen Highway.
Yeah.
That thing, I did it.
Yeah.
I was trying to get an R8 from Audi, so I was talking to them, blah, 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 blah. Oh, just give me an RS something.
Yeah.
They brought an A5 Sportback because I was that place is in Romania.
Yeah.
And Romania is not a place.
You can't take our good shit to Romania.
Because it would disappear.
Honestly,
is what
I've heard that exact story before.
But it was fun to drive that road.
How was it like, open to the public? Because obviously Top Gear has a very, idealized version. I've been to Stelvio Pass several times, and it's disappointed me every single
so many people
one.
there. Yeah. There weren't too many cars on the road.
That's good.
And it was in the summertime, so this was in June. This was last June that I did this.
It's just the best driving roads ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
It's
I love
so
it.
nice over there.
So I love I love the roads, the canyons that you guys have out here in California. We have nothing like that.
Not in Pittsburgh. No.
Not in Pittsburgh.
Although you're close to West Virginia, and West Virginia has spectacular roads.
They do.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to explore some of those.
Have you done the Angeles Forest yet, or just Malibu?
Yes. Yeah, no, I did Angeles Forest, and I did. We won't name the place you told me about last year.
Favorite road.
Your favorite road. We went there this year.
Right?
We drove an hour and a half to get there.
I know, it's a pain in the dick to get there,
and
worth it. Though.
It was closed. They closed it that afternoon because of the fire risk and all this sort of stuff.
So sorry.
And we're just like, and Mike, who's here, Autovlog, I've been hyping up to him. This is the road. It's gonna blow your mind. Bro. We get there and we're just like, road closed. They literally apparently just closed it.
It's disappointing. I'm so sorry.
So
when was this trip?
This was this trip. We went there on Saturday.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's
so
stinks. We'll have to make you
open again.
We'll make you a new drive route.
Well, yeah. Let's
You
tell
have
me.
it cleaned up.
Yeah.
Did you go to 33 yet? They're still
No.
trying. They're still cleaning that. The big fire,
yeah.
fucked
Really?
up that. Well, it wasn't. The fire fucked it up.
It's
and
the
they cleaned it up,
rain.
and then
The
there was a
rain.
huge mudslide. California's not looking good.
Well,
man.
yeah. Well, next is what,
Global warming.
earthquake? Yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen soon. We're fucking due. Have you been in one before?
You're going to be on an island soon.
I can't wait.
All right, we'll go.
It's weird. California, like, on the one hand, we're like, I really am happy that we're so progressive.
Yeah.
Except when that progressivism gets to my wallet, and I go, these motherfuckers, what do I need to? You want to hear some crazy shit? I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you some real California craziness
Yeah.
real quick. I'm building a building.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a huge building. It's about 13,000 square foot. Okay, I have to build. This is real. Okay, I'm building. It's ground up.
Jeez, let's hear it.
I have to put these planters on my roof.
Oh, geez.
My roof is, first off, I have to wire the building for solar panels. I'm not installing solar panels.
Why?
Requirement, all new construction must be pre-wired for solar panels. Secondly, I have to put plants on the roof. There's a list of approved plants.
Wait, oh, no, you're
These
kidding
big
me,
fucking
right?
Planters. Wait a minute. This is the beginning. I have to install drains on the roof that will collect the rainwater, then feed those plants with the rainwater. Then that water goes into a second filter before being pumped to the sidewalk. To the sidewalk. That's a law. That's a fucking law.
This is
Is
ridiculous.
cannabis an approved plant?
No. But I like thinking on your toes, Timmy. Keep up where that's coming from.
Because, then
California.
it kind of works out at the end.
I have to filter the rainwater before it hits the street.
That is insane.
The rainwater.
That is insane.
Isn't that nuts? It's nuts. I mean, some of this stuff I get. There might be something I don't know about
In your
that is helping.
potting soil that
Dude, I got to do
eventually go and kill
methane
the fish.
membranes. This is we could go.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we could go down a really long rabbit
So the
hole of
thing is-
environmental law right now
Oh,
if you
yeah,
wanted to.
yeah, let's
It's
not go down a
pleasant for
rabbit hole.
and it's going to result in me, jumping out of that fucking window.
Don't do it.
No,
You
the
have so
new
much to live
studio
for.
when it's done, when this place is done,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
going to be
It's
the
gonna be
coolest place ever, and
Yeah.
I'm going to have your car there, your LA ride.
Yeah, there you go.
So here we go.
Yeah.
I want a Josh Markowitz wants you to take it back
Yeah.
to the beginning of your car collection and to how that evolved into you making YouTube videos.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good story. So my first sports car was a E46 M3. That's where the DoctaM3 comes from.
You were stuck with that one.
I was
huh?
stuck with.
Yeah.
So then, fast forward 2 years later, I had I bought a E60. It would be a 63 or 64 M6. So it's
Convertible?
The convertible.
I
64.
think that's a.
Is it E63? It's E63. I think it's probably E63.
I'm
Whatever.
glad that you are as bad with BMW chassis codes as I am. That's all.
Now it's gotten even worse. I can't. It's just a mess. So there was a exhaust that just come out. Eisenman. It was an Eisenman race exhaust. I'm on the M5, M6 forum. Nobody's ever heard this, but it was like the shit. It was the shit. The exhaust to get.
Did you get the full headers back?
Well, yeah. So this
oh,
thing.
you had regrets. Huh?
Yeah. So let me tell you, dude. So we went backwards because it was just. So there was also the Meisterschaft. So there was the sport, the race, and then the Meisterschaft.
Yeah, I remember this. I
listened to a Meisterschaft. I was like, I'll be deaf. My ears are bleeding. No way. This just no.
Yeah.
So I backed off and just went back with the the exhaust itself.
So did you just make exhaust clip videos?
Oh no! So what I did, so that's exactly what I did. I flew out to California to visit my buddy who just put it on. 3 hours. I literally flew out, spent like 4 hours with 4 hours with him, and then hopped on a plane and went back home.
Why did you have to come all the way to California? Did they prototype it on your car? Or something?
No. I had a friend out here who had just had it installed on his car, so I came out to listen to it because you get clips online. It just wasn't quite right, so you got to hear it yourself.
You flew.
So it was yeah. It's,
I mean,
it's
look,
dedication.
It's sunny here.
It's exactly dedication. Came out, got literally my first video on YouTube is a 6-second clip of an Eisenman race exhaust driving through a parking lot of my friend. And that was the first video I posted on YouTube in 2006. It was like 9 months after YouTube.
Yeah, I was at the
started.
same time. That's awesome.
It's so that's how it started.
Eerily predicting the future of content.
For a while there,
It went up,
by.
and we're headed straight back to
down.
exhaust clips.
But that's what
where
it is.
It's all going.
So that's kind of how it started, and then there was a lag for like a year or so, and then I started just putting some content, mostly just share with my friends and stuff. Then started to do regular sort of videos, reaction videos, and whatever else.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened.
But you just do it for fun, really, right?
I do it for fun. I love interacting with people. I also do some motivational stuff because, too many people think that they look and go, oh, that's really cool. But, I say to people, you can do it too.
Yeah.
Right. So, get off your butt.
100%.
Yeah, do it. So that's
I
what
went
I talk
back
about.
to my high school a couple years ago
Yeah.
and gave a talk, not necessarily about myself,
Yeah.
but about that. That there are entire careers that are basically arts and crafts.
Oh, yeah.
that you can come out and be a Hollywood set designer and do basically arts and crafts at a professional level.
Yep, and get paid for it.
Yeah,
Big
and
time.
like that, whatever your particular passion is, like odds are, if you commit enough to it, you can find a way to make money doing that shit.
And that's the thing too, right? If you can make something that's your passion, something that's your hobby, a career, you hear this all the time. You'll never work a day in your life.
Yes, until you've done the same shit 600 times.
Well, yes,
and
touche.
then you stop doing one takes.
And then you just to move on.
We're doing other stuff though.
Oh,
It's
that's the
fun.
thing. But that's the
I
thing.
got a
Keep
writing gig
evolving.
at Road and Track.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I'm not
That's
like
good.
leaving the club. I'm just like doing a different thing for a bit.
You're growing, man.
Dude.
If you're not growing, you're
I
dying.
grew up reading Road and Track. Who doesn't want that gig? I would love that gig. I want to buy a fucking copy of that shit at the airport and see my story on the
Yeah,
cover.
right there, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I could die. That's what 8-year-old me
Yeah.
needs to be at the next level,
That's good, man.
I
That's
need
good.
you do the YouTube, the new media.
Yeah.
Now you're the old guy on the
Yeah,
new
new
media.
media. I know.
Yo, let me just go back to the old media. Let me
It's coming back around.
Let me buy a G-body Porsche and go back to the old media.
Air cooled.
Dude, I'm Luftgekühlt. I'm loving the fucking air cooled.
Oh,
We're doing the
man.
Safari build.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So excited. Look at LA. What would be
Yeah.
better than an off-road Porsche in Los Angeles?
Oh my God.
Fucking genius, right?
It is unique.
What else we got?
Yeah.
Oh, so Detroit. Did you see the GT 500 reveal? It was not the non-reveal. It was pretty sad.
Yeah.
A couple people want us to talk about how sad it was. It was pretty sad.
Yeah.
They got themselves a headline out of it, though, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. What about what do you think about the bullet?
Yo, like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
How old are you? You comfortable talking about your age?
Yeah.
How old
Early
are you?
40s.
You're early 40s.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a little older than me, but not
Yeah.
much older than
Yeah.
me. Do you give a shit about Steve McQueen? Okay, so it really is, if you're under 50,
Yeah.
you don't give a shit about Steve McQueen. I don't think. I don't know very many people that are younger that
unless for some reason you got into, and there's some people that have gotten the Mustang crew. Yeah.
I mean, look, the Bullet, the new Bullet they're talking about. It's
Yeah.
okay, so Ford came out with another Bullet. This is the least surprising thing they can do. There's a picture of it,
Yeah.
and it actually is a very attractive
It's not a bad looking
car.
I agree. But what makes you go? If I were just to show you that
don't
and
give a
didn't
shit.
say to you that's a Bullet, that's a new Mustang.
I'll tell you what, I like the
Would you
wheels
say-
and the lower valance. I mean,
Yeah, but would you go? I have got to have that.
no, but it's not. That's not. That's for someone. I guess. I'm trying. I don't
Okay,
know.
so
No, I don't.
it's
You're
not a
right.
bad
You're
car.
right. I don't get it.
It's
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a fine
It's
car.
a fine car. I
And the
agree.
other Bullets they've made have been fine cars. There's nothing wrong with them. It's not really for me. I like the color. I like the wheels. I don't give a shit about Steve McQueen. My friends like Spike Ferriston that
Yeah.
are closer to 50 than
Yeah.
40.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
can relate.
my dad, who's in his 60s,
Yeah.
those guys, they're all about Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. But people my age are more into Paul Walker
Yeah.
than Steve
Yeah.
McQueen. Paul is our guy.
Yeah.
We're Team Paul.
Yeah.
We're Skylines and
Yeah.
shit, and GT3 cars. We're
Yeah.
not Bullet Mustangs. By the way, that movie, Bullet, fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And so does Lamar. Lamar sucks too. I'm sorry, it does. I don't understand the pacing of it.
Yeah.
I get that they strapped a camera rig on a fucking GT40. That's gangster. I'd rather watch the behind the scenes of Lamar than
Yeah.
Lamar.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Full clip.
Yeah. What else?
I did see. Yo, pull up, Timmy. Go to Instagram and pull up Speed and Motion. It's this dude,
yeah.
Dwayne Steiner. You know Dwayne?
Yeah.
He's a local guy. There it is. He got a picture of this car. Go down a little bit. He got a picture of this Mustang. Left there. Look at this fucking thing.
What
This is a Mustang GT, which I find to be very interesting. It looks like it has like a sort of Ford GT-ish
Yeah,
rear
on the
bumper
rear end, yeah.
with a Ford GT / Ferrari taillight treatment.
Yes.
It's got a big side scoop, almost like an Audi R8.
R8 it has a little bit of a half side
And then it
blade
has
thing.
a Ferrari 599-esque front fender with a Ferrari F12-esque rear valance. And if I'm honest, that looks gangster as fuck.
So what is that?
It's a Mustang. I don't know. It's a body kit in a Mustang. Nobody.
That's creativity right
It's
there.
real cool looking.
I like it.
I mean,
I
it looks
love
great.
it.
Timmy,
No,
can you hit up
is there
Google and see if you can find Ford GT body kit for Mustang and see if you get other.
We're gonna.
Well, no, I want to see another angle.
I would
because
love to
that's
see what the
cool.
front end of
It
this looks like. But
from that angle, it looks
looks great. Yeah.
So that's very cool.
Well, yeah, I
That's
have to say this. One of the things I love about Ford is their design over the last, what should I say, 5 to maybe 10 years. I love what they've done with their design. It's, there's some of the stuff they've gone a little retro, but they are the stuff that they're coming up with. I'm not just talking about their sports car. I'm just talking about down the line. I think they've done
wish
a really
the
good job.
trucks weren't so giant.
Yeah.
The trucks are so
We
giant.
forgot what it was like with huge oil prices.
Yo,
So
you know
we're
what's
back
really
there.
nice?
Yeah.
Like a Tacoma.
Yeah.
Like there's the functionality of a mid-sized truck.
Yeah.
And you go to any other country in the world and like the trucks are like normal. They have
Normal
trucks,
size,
they're just
yeah.
normal size. And they tow with like Golfs.
Dude,
you go to
this-
Switzerland
Yeah.
and they tow with a Golf. Dude. If you had a little pop camper in Texas, you'd buy a Super Duty.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, this is America, man. Everything is better. Raptor,
We're so America.
F350.
That body kit,
That is
either
pretty
that's
cool.
that is too new that no one has tagged it. No one has any. I don't even know where to find this. Dwayne,
know.
if you're listening,
Yeah,
call
tell
me.
us. Yeah,
Tell me where to
I
find
hope
that
you got
fucking thing.
other. I hope you
And
had a video or something. You have other angles.
And
of this
fans, if you're listening to the podcast, go back and find it. This is at a minute and an hour and 10 minutes in. That's really cool. What else is happening? Someone's asking about this Liberty Walk Mura thing. You see that?
No.
Tokyo Auto Salon is going on.
Yeah, I know
So it's
that's
just
going
crazy.
on, but I didn't see it. There's a Liberty Walk Mura.
Yes and no. There's somebody built an extremely cool looking. It's basically like a Superformance GT40 chassis.
Okay,
with a wide body Miura
Miura
body
body.
on it. Get a
Let's
photo.
see.
I mean, sorry, audio people, but it's Liberty Walk Miura. You'll find it immediately. It looks fucking cool. I mean, I'm glad that they didn't cut up a real Miura. That
I was
would've-
gonna say
that would have made me slightly upset.
By the way, have you when they see?
no, that's not it. The black one. That's it.
When
Yeah.
you see them do that, you just like cringe.
There's a bet. That's a horrible
I did
picture.
see this.
Terrible,
I did
yeah.
see
That's a terrible
this.
picture. It looks. I mean,
There are a
maybe
bunch of
not
other pictures
slammed
out
on
there.
bags, but that
Yeah.
looks badass.
Yeah, it's actually look. I did
Pretty
see
cool.
this. I didn't realize that. I saw
Yeah.
that in a couple of Instagram. But I didn't realize that's what that was.
Right. Well, now that I've told you what it is, it makes sense, doesn't
Yes, it really does.
it? Right. But it looks fucking. It,
It
looks
is-
tough.
it's mean.
I think they
It
did
is
a really
mean.
good job. I have taken my share of shots at Liberty Walk before, but that looks cool,
This
man.
is good. It does look good.
And I'm considering it started as a GT40 chassis. Like, good job, guys.
There you
Nicely
go.
done. Some
Very
of their
cool.
stuff looks weird. I don't understand some of it, but like.
Yeah, some Liberty Walk, it's good, and then some of it's just like
Well, because
why?
it's just the body work, right?
That's
and
all
it's
it is.
not
There's no
like-
power. It's and you know
Well, it's not even just power. The suspension geometry is
it's
probably all kinds of
screwed up.
wonky.
It's all screwed up.
like BBI Autosport down here.
Yeah.
Do you know them?
No, I don't. I know.
Batim?
No, I don't know them.
Oh, well, they do Porsche stuff.
Okay.
If you're in town,
Porsche.
well, no. If you're in town, like
Yeah,
they got some really cool shit always.
Okay.
So it's whatever.
go down.
But they do a quote pre RWB package now.
Really?
That has all the correct geometries and stuff for that.
Oh, for you
it's
to
like
drive
$40,000.
Really?
Yeah, because Porsches are great. Everything with a Porsche is stupid expensive.
Well, yeah, this is true, right?
Yeah, and you're talking about
all correct.
motorsport grade stuff. You know, you're talking about the solid bushing. You're talking about all this motorsport
everything.
shit. Yeah.
Modify.
What? Before we get out of here, car, everything, blah blah blah. What else are you up to while you're in town?
Well,
Fans don't have anything
next,
interesting to say
this
today.
was one of the highlights. So we wanted to drive your favorite road, right? We
for
wanted
one.
to do. Well, we did pull off Performante Pandemonium, so that was
That's
good.
very cool. Good
Yeah,
for you.
13
Probably sounded
cars,
nice.
man, just awesome.
There were some other cars in that caravan.
Yeah, there are a
too.
couple of other people that went along. There was a SV and a 488 and a couple of other things that kind of
Yeah, where did you find all that crew?
Well, we just talked online, and
Was it Lambo Power Forum?
There are a couple of people that came from Lambo Power. There are folks that from Lamborghini Beverly Hills, and then a couple of other guys that are active on Instagram and Huracan Talk that we kind of got them together, and it turned out pretty well. Really nice.
Glad
group
nobody
of people.
got in trouble.
I know, right? There's a guy actually in a Orange Mercy
Yeah.
that took one for the team because there were Beverly Hills where they had a photographer, videographer doing this. He was in a CRV. You know Mo.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So Mo was.
I do know Mo. No, Mo's a mensch.
Yeah, he's a
course.
freaking awesome.
Yes.
Man. So the
Follow
cop,
him on. What's his Instagram?
the one true Mo or something.
It's the one true Mo.
Yeah.
Written out.
Yeah.
Pull that up. He's a great photographer.
He is
There he is.
unbelievable.
Yeah, shout out to Mo.
Yeah.
Malibu Country Mart crew.
Yeah.
Photographer.
Yeah. So it's so good. So
Actually, pull that up.
the
yeah, that's a
cop
good picture.
flipped the lights on, and clearly was going after the CRV. So the Mercy literally kind of cuts the cop off. So the cop flips his light on and pulls him over, and the rest of us got separated. So he kept.
Wow.
Yeah, and he just got a warning.
Wow.
And stuff. So it turned out fine for all of us. But
Back in the day.
Yeah.
When I used to run this thing called New York Motor Club with
Yeah.
Larry, we'd put
Yeah.
on these drives. We're talking 05, 06. We put on these drives, and we would send high school kids out in like their Civics with
Yeah.
like really loud exhausts to speed, and they would call us if
Yeah.
they saw cops on the route we were going on.
Yeah.
But if they took one for the team
Yeah.
and were pulled over
Yeah.
while we went by,
Yeah.
I had an agreement where I'd pay their ticket plus $500.
Oh,
if they
that is
took
freaking
took one for the team. I never actually had to cough it up, but I had a dude who was ready to take the bullet, and it was awesome. It was a power trip.
yeah, that is freaking awesome.
No, good for Mo. He's a mensch.
Yeah,
That's excellent.
He's really awesome. So we pulled that off. Later this week, on Saturday, we're going to do a track event with.
What track?
With I forgot what track. It's a little north of LA. It's
Willow
with,
Springs, probably.
Probably Willow Springs. It's with Acura for the new NSX.
Have you driven an NSX yet?
I have not.
Fuck, it's
Really?
the best. So here,
Really?
I will be very interested in your opinion afterwards, and you can
I'll
email
text
me
you.
later,
Yeah.
and after you drive it, because you're like NA guy, and you obviously have your brand,
Yeah.
but the NSX is such an interesting car,
Yeah.
because it's magic,
Yeah.
it's actual wizardry and sorcery, and I think you'll find it interesting because the Performante also has some wizardry
in
and
it.
sorcery.
Yeah.
But what the NSX has is the combination of the suspension in the front with the torque vectoring motors.
vectoring.
It is the only mid-engine car I have ever driven in which understeer is completely non-existent.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't exist. And you can take at the track, like at Willow. I don't know if they're gonna have you on Big Willow or Streets of Willow.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't.
Probably streets. I would imagine.
Probably Streets, which is good for what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Slam curbs really hard.
Really?
Because it's magical. I was at VIR and hitting curbs really, really, really hard, and it's just right over, just like it's nothing.
Really?
And it's not like, it's a little video gamey,
Yeah.
but not in the sense of
It's not numb, emotionless.
no, it's how am I saying this? It's video gamey, but it's a much better execution of video gamey than like the GTR is. Like the
Okay.
GTR, you
Yeah.
are aware of the fact that these like differentials and
doing
things are like,
Yeah.
you know. The NSX, you are completely unaware of these things.
Really?
And you fancy yourself Ayrton Senna in all situations.
Really?
Yeah. You probably
I'm
won't like
interested.
how
I'm
it
gonna-
sounds.
Yeah.
You're not going to like how it sounds.
Yeah.
You just won't.
I just put
because-
that aside though.
But-
okay, something that can fix with an exhaust, or is it not even there?
I heard
You
one with
can't-
an exhaust. I heard Graham Rahall's car, and it sounded pretty fucking cool.
Really?
I mean, look, it's not a Performante
Yeah.
in terms of sound. We're
Yeah.
not going to lie and say it is.
Yeah.
I think it sounds nice.
Yeah.
It's not. It's pleasant sounding.
Yeah.
It's just so unbelievably fast.
Yeah.
That it was really shocking. Cool. You'll have fun.
All right.
And Willow Springs is nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice drive up there. Use a radar detector. Do you have one?
No, but I run Waze, and usually I do run a radar detector and Waze.
That's
but
the key. Is
yeah,
to both. Are you a V1 guy or
I'm
a passport guy?
I'm a V1 guy.
You are.
Yeah.
How do you feel about V1 no longer having the rights,
the
exclusive
patents.
rights to the arrows?
Listen. They've made a shitload of money for that.
Mike Valentine is chilling.
Exactly. For all this time. It's time.
Yeah,
it's time.
I actually hear good things about the new passport and
Really?
stuff. I haven't got to fuck with it.
Yeah, I
my
have to play
V1
with
still
this.
works good. V1 plus Waze is my jam.
yeah.
I'm about to drive
That's
to
what it-
Phoenix tomorrow. Barrett Jackson.
Oh, that's right.
Have you ever been?
No, I have not. But of course, you sit there, you watch it.
You
but
watch
it's
it.
nothing
I've
like,
never been either. I'm so excited.
Well, then you're gonna have to tell me how it is because I really want to go to one of these.
I got
things.
Crown and Caliber to send me a gigantic 49 millimeter rose gold Breitling for Bentley.
Oh, my
It's
gosh.
the most tasteless watch you've ever seen, and I have my.
You're rolling in there, man.
I got my Nat Nast. There it is. Dude, it's so bad. It's,
Oh my
They knew
God.
this too. I was
That
like,
is
listen, I want this thing as a
ostentatious,
goof. It's 49 millimeters, dude. It's huge.
this.
It's huge. It weighs like 3 pounds. Flip over to the next one, Tim. No, the within that post you should be able to look at the back. Yeah, there. The back is a flying spur rim. That's the
Cool.
winder.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Oh, my
it's so
God.
big. I'm so ready for Scottsdale, but I'm trying not to buy anything. I was like,
Can you?
I registered to bid because you know why?
To say that once you're in the middle, from what I've seen, I've heard,
The key is to not drink.
exactly, because once you're in it,
I know.
you know, it's this crowd herd mentality.
I'm glad I got a heavy watch to weigh my hand down. No,
Yeah, make sure you put it on.
Well, so here's the thing about
Yeah.
Barrett this year. So I got a bid at Bitters Pass because I learned at Pebble Beach 2 years ago they treat you better with a Bitters Pass than they do with a media pass.
That's the secret.
Yeah, and it's worth it to just sign up. So, but I'm looking through the auction catalogs. There's no non-crude way to say this, but it seems like a few old folks are dying. And the auction lots reflect some of the taste of the older generation.
You're like, yeah.
So let's just say there's a lot of 55 to 57 T-Birds.
Yeah, they're
A lot.
moving on.
A lot, but some of them are, and thank God we're not going to air this podcast until after I've already been there. So we're going to catch up before. But there's a bunch of them, and I'm going to say it because no one's going to hear it until afterwards, including there's one that's got a Coyote motor and a 6-speed and a Morrison chassis, and it's a heinous color, and it's got even worse wheels, and I'm thinking it might slide below the radar. But for 10 grand, you could enter this thing in Optima Ultimate Streetcar Invitational, in a 55 T-Bird like a boss.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna really try hard to not buy it. But
we'll see. Well, yeah, definitely
the
tell me
spirit of the game.
Yeah, tell me how it is when you get back.
You're gonna have a good weekend while you're in LA.
I'm excited. Actually, can we? I'd love to pull Automotive, our creative channel guy, in here just to say quickly hi.
Yeah, Tim, can we turn on Mike too?
Yeah.
Come on. Who's getting on the mic? Alex or
Automotive.
Mike? Alex? Yeah, wait. Let me move my shit. All of that can go on the floor.
So Alex came 5,500 miles.
What's up? From
And-
Sweden.
And then the other Swede
And
in
Mike.
the back here.
Pull up.
I'm gonna share this one.
Tim, can you activate that mic as well? We'll
Sorry.
just we'll just do it.
Just
Can
to
you
say quickly
steal a
hi,
chair?
because they're my partners in crime while we're out here in LA.
Say some words. Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, there we go. That's Mike standing.
So Mike is Autovlog from YouTube as well, and Alex is actually it's actually Alex's fault.
Can we gotta
Scooch down.
Mike, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Go into Studio B and grab a chair. just come back with a chair. It'll benefit everybody. What's happening, Alex? Welcome.
Yeah, thank
Alex?
you. I'm happy to be here.
Into the microphone,
Into
sir.
the mic, closer.
Oh,
We
here,
are
here.
recording this. Hello.
Hello, do you hear me?
Say something in Swedish.
Tjena, allihopa. Jag och Mike är här.
There you go. Thanks, Mike. Where in Sweden are you from?
Stockholm.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going in June. Tell me,
Oh,
what do
really?
I do? What if you go to Stockholm? What do you want to do?
Well, I'd say you're good to go in June or July. don't go now. It's super cold.
Yeah.
Super bad weather. June or July. I mean, Stockholm is known for all of its what's it called? Mike, vad heter det? Kungligheten och allt det där.
This is what I live
The
with
royalty.
all week.
The royalty. It's
The
so
royalty?
beautiful, yeah.
The royalty.
Like all the massive buildings and
Singles?
stuff.
Single royalty?
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, can we marry in royalty?
Get me some of this.
Yeah.
Please.
That's what I'm saying.
So what do you guys do? You would just do car stuff in Sweden?
Yeah, I run my own like kind of freelance stuff. So I do cars.
Plug it up while you're
and
here.
I work with Cody. So I post pictures and videos on my Instagram.
I will tell you
Automotive.
this. He is one of the not one of the most. He's probably the most talented photographer.
Really?
I know. I mean, Alex, some of the stuff that
Yeah, he's
he does is fire.
How
And he's
old
got
are
an
you?
eye.
I'm 21.
Nice. You got a head start. When did you start shooting?
Probably like 4 years ago.
Oh, that's it, huh?
Yeah, I went to
Quick
school
learning
and
curve.
Yeah. And I mean, it's mostly car stuff. We have some cool shots of your cars in Miami when we picked it up. We have some drone stuff from here. But yeah, that's mainly it.
What do you shoot on?
Nikon.
You're a Nikon?
Yep.
Smoking tires, an exclusively
Can't go
Canon
Canon, man.
operation. That's all good.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all good. I look. I just got back into still photography myself.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
It's
It's so
a talent.
gratifying.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great now with digital too.
Yeah.
I sound fucking old, but trust me, it was hard before.
I learned photography, developing my own stuff.
Yeah.
too. And I was mostly like black and white is what
Yeah.
I did.
Well,
I
developing your
sucked
own
it.
color is quite the
it was
challenge.
so hard.
Yeah.
That's why I did black and white.
Yeah.
But I've learned so much from him. I'm still learning. I mean, I don't know videography too. I mean, this guy is just like.
What's your secret angle? Every car photographer has a secret
I
angle.
mean, I think everybody knows a car is sideways, wheels turned, kind of the third of what do you call it? The
Three-quarter?
The rule of
yeah.
thirds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you do a lot of motion blur type of things, or you do static mostly?
Mostly static. I'd say low aperture.
All right.
1.4.
All right. Shallow depth of field, man.
Yep.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel
Good
you.
stuff.
Low
Actually,
ISO, high
so-
saturation.
Yeah.
Crank up the contrast.
Yeah.
Good strategy.
What's your favorite photograph you've taken in the recently?
You have to talk into the microphone on a
I don't. I
radio
really
show.
like. We took a drone photo of your car.
Oh yeah, well, let's show that one.
So it's like it's
Go
from
to
above.
Is it on-
automotive AALTOMITE, which is a nice. His name is Alto. so
that works.
Yeah,
so
so it's
well.
kind of automotive and my last name.
automotive, and he took a overhead drone shot
Oh, there it
of
is,
the
the first one.
Performante today.
Oh, look at that! How nice.
So that's pretty cool. I mean,
Where
I
was
don't-
that taken?
That was Malibu by Canaan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, by the tunnels, just after. The
Yes, that is a good tunnel.
That is.
We have quite a few
It
good
is.
tunnels in LA.
Oh, yes.
We have some. There's the two best ones are actually downtown.
Are they really?
Yeah, but
You can't go. Can you?
you can. You just sort of feel bad because there's like homeless people that sleep in them and shit, and
Oh,
you go when
yeah.
you rip through and you're like,
Yeah.
like one
Thanks,
out of
asshole.
10 is with that, but
Yeah.
most of them are not.
Yeah.
Oh, is this all you?
Yeah, this is all.
Yeah,
Alex,
this is very nice.
Look at the stuff with the
Good for you.
Performante, the detail. I mean, it's
Well,
just,
listen, I have
this
to
dude,
say,
man.
respect to the photographer because that is a very lovely shot.
Thanks.
But that car is almost cheating. That car has a no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if your car was white, that picture wouldn't look like it
Yeah,
looks.
I mean,
Like,
you can't take a bad picture of. The
yeah,
purple
well,
car.
there's an example. Like
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
photograph, like nicely
Yeah.
composed, whatever. But that white just vanishes.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a picture. I don't know if you want to show
That's
that.
why they
but
try not to
your,
give out white press cars. I almost
Yeah.
never
Why?
get a white press car.
Yeah.
They photograph really
They-
badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a spider on the road we were.
Oh,
Talking
yeah.
about. I don't know if you want to show that, but
I know that road. That's Encinal.
yeah.
It's a great road. There's
So we try to
there's a really
get the
nice
purple
mid-corner
car.
bump there. I like to use to test suspension
Suspensions,
geometries.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd.
So that's where we wanted to bring the purple car. Where we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have time. I mean, yeah,
How do you like our roads?
they're awesome.
Not bad down here, huh?
I love them.
It's pretty good.
They're awesome.
Mike was reviewing a Model 3 yesterday.
Oh, really?
Actually, he posted
Fuck,
that
well,
video too.
come around so we can see you. You're hiding. Give Mike a camera. There he is. Bring this microphone in front of your face, like ours.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. Tell us about the Model 3.
Well, I mean, it was my first time in a Tesla. I've never
In
driven
any
a Tesla.
Tesla?
Oh, any Tesla.
Well, that'll be a unique
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really liked it. I mean, I was mainly I mean, sort of blown away by the minimalistic interior. It's so different. I mean, it's just a gigantic iPad Pro looking screen that you're looking at.
When a Swede calls something minimalistic,
It tells you something. Right?
yeah,
I think IKEA
it makes my girlfriend's Volvo look cluttered. I mean, and not having a gauge cluster in front of you is weird enough, but aren't
Right.
there a lot of like somewhat mandatory controls that are on the touchscreen?
Yes.
Oh, everything is on the touchscreen.
There's
That's
no
why,
buttons.
like, when you get in the car, you just feel so confused because you feel like, okay, I have to learn this whole computer system. It's weird. And then it has 2 buttons on the steering wheel, and they're like what do you
Roller
call them?
toggles.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
roller toggles, and
Yeah.
they control some things like setting the side mirrors and stuff like that. It was very different, and obviously no sound.
Yeah.
Was it your first EV experience?
Yeah, it was.
Oh wow!
Actually,
so
yeah.
did it really feel like the future to you?
He's no longer a virgin. An EV.
EVs are really nice. In Los Angeles, electric cars are great.
I know.
Isn't it nice?
I know.
Did you feel relaxed after you were done driving it?
No, not really, because
Oh,
we were whipping it through the canyons, and it's not a track car, and it was kind
No.
of sliding us around. It's probably the first time that I've ever felt a little nauseous from driving myself.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've felt it in the passenger seat before, but never from driving myself.
I'm very pro the idea of Teslas, and I've had a pretty good time driving them. This one, I just really think that there are certain things that you need you can't entirely eliminate buttons. I really think there's certain things
Tactile.
that,
So, yeah. But
tactile and something like you can get to a button without like looking. Like hunting
Yeah.
at a screen is tough, And a screen is like it's got I don't know. Anytime I
different,
have
though.
to deal with pure touchscreens, I find myself poking.
But Matt,
less
here's the thing,
accurately.
though, and we were talking about this yesterday. This is the inflection point, right? This is that point where that steering wheel disappears.
Yeah, I know.
And all it is,
I think people are optimistic about the timeline of this. I mean, I think yes, like somebody will make a car,
Yeah.
where there's no steering wheel.
Yeah.
But like, think about the fucking cycle. I mean, even think about like when a regular new luxury car comes out, like the new, I don't know, whatever S63, whatever it is.
yeah.
How long does it take to start seeing a bunch of them around?
Yeah.
You know,
This is
and
true. Yeah.
and a lot of the country, this kind of car doesn't work for. I mean, yeah, in LA we'll see a bunch of them. I've seen truckloads of Model 3s because the warehouse is right
Yeah.
here, so I see them go by all the time.
Yeah.
and we're getting there.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about like the steering wheel disappearing. I'm worried about the combustion engine disappearing. I want for me, it's always been the more cylinders, the better. You know what I mean? I like the sound. And I invite them to be around, but if they're, I'm afraid that's going to come a point where every car is electric.
Well,
and there's
no,
no
I don't
sound.
think in
Well,
this
wait a minute.
country
Well,
our
that's going to
infrastructure-
happen before cars don't have steering wheels, in my opinion.
Yeah. But isn't Norway? Which country?
Norway's like that,
Norway's
pretty much,
Norway's
right?
crazy. In-
Actually,
Super electric.
In 2020, I think.
Are they banning?
No, the thing is, in Norway, electric cars are the shit.
Yeah.
If
They
you
sell
have an
more-
electric car, you don't pay for parking, you don't pay any taxes.
But the whole
No.
country is set up
No.
from
they
the
are.
ground up to make electric
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a lot of charging stations
yeah,
and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
They
Yeah.
want you to have.
Yeah, if every gas station put in two like Tesla supercharger level stations, that would be great. I mean, utilizing that space would be amazing. But it seems
It's coming, though.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you what'll make you like an electric car. I should put you in my like cammed Fox body Mustang and send you out at 5 p.m. on a Friday. In LA traffic. I'll be like, yo, the grocery store's 2 miles away, homie.
Right,
You have
right,
fun,
right.
and you'll come back. You'll come back in a half hour, like sweating. You know, and, like
Living in LA, it must be
lightheaded
a
from the
lot
fumes.
different sitting in this traffic all the time. It's weird.
Yeah, no, we have such a weird here in this city. It's just so weird because you're either in that grid and in that traffic, or you're like, up in the mountains,
right,
and there's almost nothing in between. Whereas places like in Europe, you have a cruise.
Right.
There's a cruise,
Right.
and there's a car that can be good at cruising.
Right.
Yeah. So what else? Obviously in Sweden, you guys have awesome car culture. Like,
Yeah.
what are you finding fun about hanging out here?
I've been here for 6 years now.
Oh, fully?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm,
then you're
I'm practically American.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I
No,
rescind.
well, the thing is, in Sweden is actually there's a big culture for American muscle cars and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Mustangs, Camaros, like older ones, like GTOs and stuff, and they restore them. I mean, beautiful. So, but I mean, I look at it, it's just like it's Volvos.
Yeah.
A lot of Volvos.
Yeah.
There's not a Swede that hasn't owned a Volvo ever. And, it's Mercedes, BMW, and stuff like that. But, we have very high gas prices. You don't see, big trucks. Like just a regular F-150 is rare.
Yeah.
The Ranger
I saw
is out there.
a Ram 1500 when I was in
Yeah,
Ingleholm. It was surprising.
Yeah, you'll see them,
Yeah.
but they're not common.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
The roads in southern Sweden were lovely, though. In the summer, with those
A
golden
lot of country
flowers and
roads. Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
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 By the factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went to this hilarious racetrack called, oh, fuck me.
Oh,
it was like a little mini
Knutstorp.
roller coaster.
Yeah,
Knutstorp!
that's it.
Knutstorp!
that track is so cool.
It's
it
hilarious.
just goes up and down. So it has these NASCAR turns.
Dude, it looks like it's got these banked corners, but they're
Yeah.
like super tight.
yeah.
It's really bizarre. Yeah, it's the weirdest. It's like you took like Laguna Seca and went
right. Yeah.
it's the Knutstorp ring.
Yeah, it's-
fucking cool track.
It's probably the most well known in Sweden.
Is it?
is that the
But yeah,
one that
that-
used to be an
that's why.
F1 track way back in the
Fuck no,
70s
they
when
drove
Ronnie
F1 cars on
Peterson?
I can't remember.
It was one of those Swedish tracks that was an F1 track.
Yeah, I
It
which is just insane if you look at it now.
It's KNUTSTORPP, right?
No, one P only.
One,
But you got it.
I was close.
Yep.
KNUT. Oh boy, sorry people.
Knutstorp.
KNUT. Wait. KNUSTORP.
Yeah, that's it.
Knutstorp.
Knutstorp.
All right, you'll get it.
It is.
Yeah, that's
Oh
it.
wow.
Is there a yeah, look at this
Oh, look
section.
at that.
Isn't that dope? This
Yeah.
transition,
Yeah.
like yump over crest dive.
Yep. That's the last turn for the straightaway.
That
Yeah.
that couldn't have been an F1 track.
There was one of these Swedish tracks. I can't remember.
Holy-
No,
No,
you can
I
probably Google
think
that too, but
there's-
it wasn't F1.
Whoa, that's they race a lot of touring cars here, and I was told, I was there with Volvo for V60 Polestar is why I went there.
okay.
And Volvo has got these touring car drivers, and they're all fucking maniacs. And they basically said that this, and you could maybe back me up with this. They said that this track is brutal in terms of crashes.
Oh yeah.
That
Yep.
there's
Yep.
big ones here.
Yep. There are
And,
big ones.
Fucking F1 car on that
that track.
Yeah.
Actually,
And
Wow.
back then too, when they were even more deadly.
I'd love to see this track in Forza. It'd be
Oh, yeah.
gangster as hell. Yeah, what a fun little place
Oh, yeah.
that is. That's so cool, man. Mm-hmm. Wow. So are you guys going on the rest of this stuff with him while he's in town?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, his car's
Oh, yeah.
gonna be here. We're gonna make videos. Try to hit that road again. See.
He's gonna let me drive
Oh,
into
I'm
the
so
canyon.
sorry it was closed. How disappointing.
That was. But
If you need be, I'll make you an alternate map. We'll do. It's no
we'll
problem.
be in touch with you.
It's no problem.
It's no
But
problem.
I
take
do
care of
want to get you up that road if it's
Yeah.
possible because
yeah.
it really is the best.
Yeah.
Well, okay. What do you guys want to plug before we shut the shit down? Plug your stuff.
Yeah, my Instagram is automotive, AALTO motive.
And also your website.
Yeah, it's my website also.
That is a great
automotive.com.
picture.
And we have our YouTube channel with me and Cody. Obviously, DoctaM3.
Yeah, it's important to have a good person behind the camera. Are you
Oh, yeah.
are you fucking crazy? By the way, it's helpful.
I wouldn't say I'm fucking crazy.
Really helped in the beginning. And back in the day, it helped.
What do you
Early in
mean?
the beginning, it helps. You gotta have a crazy
Yeah,
one.
a crazy one to
Someone who's
get
gonna
it.
like hanging out the camera. Like
Oh, yeah,
hanging
we
the
do
camera in
that
the
kind of
car,
stuff.
Oh, yeah,
$150.
he gets the shots, man.
Yeah, he was in the trunk of my car in Miami and filming him doing my rollers.
Yeah, that track was
That
banging
was
me
awesome.
in the head all the time.
Concussions. The truck is boom, hitting him in the head.
Oh
But he got
yeah.
the shot.
Oh, you know what you have to do? You
Yeah.
put vice grips on the hydraulic struts. Then the trunk doesn't come down.
If we
There you
only
go.
knew.
You guys didn't know that one?
Okay.
Oh
No.
boy, we need to talk strategy.
We
Do
had
you want to hear the audience heard this? But I've talked the shadiest rig we've ever built. We had a lot of homemade equipment, and that's what you do when you have no money.
Yeah.
And so I had a Ford Raptor, and I built a rig that went into the trailer hitch and came up, and there was a hi hat on it, and you'd put a heavy duty tripod head, and it had a 12-foot manually operated jib, and what you would do is a person, Tom Morningstar, would stand in the bed of the Raptor,
Yeah.
harnessed to the tie downs.
That is
And
hardcore.
manually
That's awesome.
operate the jib while driving those roads
Right.
at 50 to 70 miles an hour
Wow.
in the Raptor. The shots were unbelievable, but it was one of the shadiest things you've ever seen a human do. And we had a cop pull us over once and go, and just like he didn't even know what to say.
Yeah.
he was like,
like-
"Do you have no regard?"
Well,
And we stopped back. We sat back and went, "I don't think we do." Now we have like remote rigs that can do all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to do anything dangerous anymore. It's so great.
Yeah.
You can take the trick move is to take a drone and take off all the flying hardware.
Oh, you told us that.
and then
last
you
time.
have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
remote. Then you have a remote head. for
Yes.
no money.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
great.
I remember
It
that.
works good. You want to plug?
Sure. I mean, I'm autovlog all over the place. So Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook.
Autovlog. All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, since are you local LA?
No, I'm in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. So you're okay. So that's why I was like, if you've been here for 6 years and we don't know each other, that's fucking weird.
I've been in America for 6 years.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, next time you are in town, we come back, join Cody. We'll do a show.
Absolutely.
And,
That'd be
and
awesome.
Docta, it's been a pleasure.
Same here.
I'm glad this was as enjoyable as I thought it would be.
Yeah. Awesome, man. This
You
is
have
a
an
great
open
time.
invite anytime you're back in town.
You know?
And you're coming back to go to Monterey, right?
Yep. I'll be here in August.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so
So-
will automotive. Actually.
All right. We will hang
Hopefully
out.
Autovlog too.
You guys all will be here. I am going to Monterey this year. My safari car is supposed to be done just before
Nice.
Monterey
Okay.
this year. That's
Oh,
the
good.
plan.
Okay.
We'll fucking see.
You're driving it up?
That's the plan. The plan is, according to Lee Keene, the plan is to ship his car and my car here
Yes.
when they're done.
Okay.
And we drive to Pebble Beach, but stop at some kind of mud hole in the desert and get them completely filthy and
That's
drive
the
them
way to
around
do it.
Pebble Beach completely filthy. That's the move.
That's the way to
The
do
most gangster shit, car-wise, I think, that I've seen. I mean, I've seen some pretty gangster shit, but
Yeah.
outstandingly gangster at
Yeah.
Pebble Beach. Do you know the Shines?
it. No.
A guy named Marvin Shine
No, I
and
don't know.
his kids. He's a pretty heavy hitter from Long Island.
Yeah.
They drove McLaren F1,
Oh, yeah.
Ferrari F40, and Ferrari F50 from Long Island to Pebble Beach.
Oh, we
and
heard
then
about this.
didn't wash them and drove them around all week, just covered in fucking bugs and filth. It was pimp. It was
That's
super
it.
pimp.
That's how to do it. What
Really
the hell?
nice people.
Yeah.
I've talked to them. I always stay in the same hotel as them, so my car always gets displaced when they whenever I'm rolling in, they park my shit up front until the fucking shines roll up, and then it's
Oh, they must be here.
yeah. 2 years ago, me and Magnus, our
Yeah.
cars were right out
Yeah.
front, and then shines rolled up, and it was like to the back with you fucking dirty people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll definitely hang out in Pebble
Sounds
for
good.
sure. It's
It was
a good
pleasure,
time.
man. It was awesome. It's
I'm
all
glad
good.
you guys could all come. This was a good time. Thank you for coming. The Smoke
Yeah, I
Tire
appreciate
Podcast.
it.
Oh yeah. Well, anytime. You are welcome. And I love your. What is the name of that color?
Viola Parsife.
It's fucking dope.
It's awesome, man.
It's dope.
It's a dream.
How far into the 5 figures do they charge for that color? It's real scary, right?
It is. It's up there. You know, when they built that, when we configured it, they only produced 2 SVs in that color and 1 Huracan coupe.
It's a sick color.
Yeah, it is. It's now there are a bunch of them. There are
Yeah.
like 3.
I can't imagine seeing that and not going,
Performantes.
I want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hot color.
Fuck yeah, it is. It's really nice. It's great. Well, drive safe.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
our
Appreciate it.
roads. Make sure we'll put you on a good one.
Yeah.
Open invite next time you're in town.
Yes.
Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine. Get your own podcast at shoutengine.com. It's easy. You just need a microphone, an internet connection, a computer in between, and preferably something to say. Thanks, guys. See you next week.